In this Circuits of the Past video, Herman shows you the last days of the abandoned racetrack of Nivelles in Belgium. The Nivelles circuit opened its doors in 1971 as a safer alternative to the Spa-Francorchamps circuit. During its short existence, it hosted the Formula 1 Belgian Grand Prix twice, in 1972 and again in 1974. Both races were won by Emerson Fittipaldi. However, after a lot of financial trouble, the Nivelles circuit closed its doors in 1981. After its closure, it was used for illegal racing. In 1998, Herman Lissemeyer, the founder of the Circuits of the Past website and YouTube channel, visited the abandoned Nivelles circuit for the very first time. He was just in time before the demolition started in the following year. Here you see some of the photos from his 1998 visit. As you can see, they'd already begun storing materials for the reconstruction. His visits to the abandoned Nivelles circuit inspired Herman to build a website about lost racetracks in 2003. The name? Circuits of the Past. Today, the old Nivelles circuit is a business park, with a public road that follows parts of the old track. Up until 2020, there was also a section of the track that was still left abandoned for nature to reclaim. However, during his 2020 visit, Herman noticed a lot of activity on that remaining section. They're now clearing the remains of this old piece of racing circuit in order to add this section to expand the business park further. So this will be Herman's last visit to the remains of the Nivelles circuit. On the site is this map with the plans for the further expansion of the business park. Here Herman points out where the old track used to be. As you'll see, there'll be a new loop around the section, which we'll go to explore now. A year ago, here was the original back straight. Now, there's this brand new road. At the end of the back straight starts the last remaining section of the track. Here they'll reroute the public road around to make a spacious loop around the old circuit. The remains of the circuit will then be cleared away to make way for new factories and offices. As you can see, they stored materials and machines here for the reconstruction to occur later. This is also the site where Herman encountered the police back in 2019. Maybe there's still a surveillance camera waiting for you there, Herman. If you want to see his confrontation with the police, I recommend you watch the video Abandoned Racetrack Nivelles-Boulers 2019 Police Encounter. In that video you'll see a full lap around the former track, including the location of the kart track. And of course, Herman's encounter with the police. Here the track has been blocked, so we need to make the switch to drone. We go a little bit backwards to see the part where we've just driven from. Below you can see Herman's car parked, and Herman with the remote control of the drone. Say cheese! Here the complete track has been covered over by a load of earth. Don't get fooled by the path to the left of the track, that's not where the track was. In front you can also recognise the shape of the hairpin, and on the right you'll see the beginning of the long start-finish straight. Now the drone makes a U-turn to film that start-finish straight. As you can see, they're also storing materials and machines for the reconstruction here too. The huge complex of the buildings in front of you is the police station. That's where Herman would have ended up if they'd have caught him again on this abandoned racetrack. Here Herman does a small piece by foot. Because construction workers were already at work, Herman couldn't enter this site. And here ends the last piece of the Nivelles circuit on a roundabout. We'll do the last run to finish by car. Next time when Herman goes back to visit this lost Nivelles circuit, all the remains of the track will be gone. Hopefully he can still get one more sneaky lap in around the business park, and hopefully show us where the track used to be. Maybe do it by tractor, Herman, so you can bulldoze down all of those buildings in the way. So that was Herman's 2020 visit to the lost Nivelles circuit. If you want to know more about the history of Nivelles, please visit the website www.circuitsofthepast.com. There you can also download a free ebook about 7 abandoned racetracks you can visit legally. For now though, thank you very much for watching, and don't forget to subscribe and click on the notification bell so that you don't miss the next video from another bygone circuit from the past.